Lama, my notes show that we're starting with the stanza, may you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions. Is that where you think we're starting?
But we're reading the whole text, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when he starts teaching.
Yeah, it's after the confession, after the 7 limbs. So let's see.
Yeah, I've got to, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. So he's done that. So that's the next one. I just like to be ready because I want to pop it into the chat when he starts teaching on something.
What page is that? Page 5?
Oh, I have it in my notes. I just popped it into my notes.
Oh, okay.
So I can't tell you.
Yes, page 5.
Thanks, Elise. Among us all, we get her done. Geshe will be with us in a couple moments. Geshe Gelek is here. Geshe, it looks like you don't have your microphone on. You can't speak to us. Geshe, we can't hear you.
Seems like maybe Geshe can't hear you either.
Mullah, can you hear?
Yes, can hear you now.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Yeah, recite the King of Prayer.
King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra, Samantabhadra Karya Pranidhana Raja. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri. To lions among humans gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the world of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. For the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom are Buddhas, numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas. And I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and frequent perfumes, sandalwood powder, heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledge my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May you Buddhas now living in the worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds in 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas, surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath a Bodhi tree. May as many beings as exist in 10 directions be always well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accordance with the Dharma, and may their every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, and thus in each cycle of death, migration, and birth, may I always abandon the householder's life. Then following the footsteps of all the Buddhas and perfecting the practice of a Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of gods, in every language of spirits and nagas, of humans and of demons, and in the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity and all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in the world, free of karma, afflictions, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is undisturbed by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move unhindered through the sky. May I ease the suffering in the lower realms and in the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wanderers in samsara to the pure bliss of awakening and be of worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the various dispositions of being, showing the ways of a bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor and never displease that excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddhas, masters encircled by bodhisattvas, and without pause or discouragement for eons to come, may I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminating everywhere the teachings that awaken, embody the realizations of a bodhisattva, and practice ardently in all future eons. While circling through all states of existence, may I become an endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, and liberating stabilizations, gathering limitless, pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom, I shall see Buddha fields numberless atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the awakening, activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of 3 times Buddhas in the space of a wisp of hair, so I too will practice for an ocean of eons. Thus I am continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals an ocean of qualities in one word, the completely pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the varied tendencies of beings. With strength of understanding, I plunge into the infinite enlightened speech of the Dharma of all Buddhas and 3 times gone to freedom who continually turn the wheel of Dharma methods. I shall experience in one moment such vast activity of all future eons, and I will enter into all eons of the 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant, I shall see all those awakened beings, past, present, and future lines among humans, and with the power of the illusion-like stabilization, I will constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure lands, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my guides, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, those sequentially turning the wheels of complete awakening, those who reveal nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of swift magical emanation, the power to lead to the great vehicle through every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the powers of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening. Purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of disturbing emotions at their root, diffusing the power of interfering forces, I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds, may I free an ocean of beings, may I clearly see an ocean of Dharma, may I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities, may I fulfill an ocean of aspirations, may I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas, may I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of the awakening practice of all Buddhas gone to freedom in the present time, in the 3 times everywhere. In order to practice exactly as the wise one calls Samantabhadra, all embracing good, the elder brother of the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as the skillful Samantabhadra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha fields. I shall give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri, for this Bodhisattva practice of all embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space, likewise limitless are living beings, thus limitless are karma and afflictions. May my aspirations reach be limitless as well. One may offer to the Buddhas all wealth and adornments of infinite worlds in 10 directions, and one may offer during eons numberless as atoms of the world even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening, gives rise to faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all lower rebirths, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha, infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and have all conducive circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhadra himself. Those who give voice to this extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the 5 boundless harmful actions created under the power of ignorance. Blessed with supreme knowledge, excellent body, family attributes, and appearance, they will be invisible to vast interfering forces and misleading teachers, and all the 3 worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Bodhi tree and sitting there to benefit sentient beings, subduing all interfering sources, they will fully awaken and turn the great wheel of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is the fully ripened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting this aspiration of the Bodhisattva practice. In order to train, just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality as it is, and just like Samantabhadra as well, I completely dedicate all this goodness just as they did. With that dedication which is praised as greatest by all the Buddhas gone to freedom in the 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainments of the Bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by illuminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati, pure land of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of these aspirations fulfilling them all without exception for the benefit of beings for as long as this world endures. Born from an extremely beautiful superlative lotus in this joyful land of Buddha's magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from the Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for beings throughout the 10 directions with a billion emanations by the power of wisdom. Through even the small virtue I have accumulated by offering this prayer of the Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. Through creating limitless positive potential by dedicating this prayer of Samantabhadra's deeds, may all beings drowning in this torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wanderers in samsara, through the accomplishment of this scripture dazzling with Samantabhadra practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. So let's chant the short mandala offering. Raji Perki Shukshin Metog Tamri Robnishi Nidegempari Sange Shindu Mikte Uwa Idokunam Dak Shimla Chepasho Jetsunama Dampakenam Kichukukala Kense Chujintik Chitatsampe Dujetsima Lasha Kecheki Chapawabtusa Idam Guru Ratamandalakam Niryatayami.
Sanje Chodan Soji Chonam Chanju Pardon Dane Dagi Chushen Jibe Sonamje Dola Penja Sanje Dola Sanje Chodan Soji Chonam La Chanju Pardon Dane Jamanje Dagi Chushen Jibe Sonamje Dola Penja Sanje Dola Sanje Chodan Soji Chonam La Chanju Pardon Dane Dola Penja Sanje Dola Pada Lamrim la Mia Ji Ombo Da Geshe La Do Chu Chana Chava 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 Tambe Chunye Chinten Tishi Namo Alaya Kedan Luda Nishi Ke Chaponda Tambe Kedan Tambe Kunye Kange Tuse Nye Sune Tawa Tambe Pompe Che Tambe Chunye Tite Bodum Dama Chotse Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Payan de Jala. I'm not sure what happened now. Again here. Well, thank you very much, Samula. Very good, wonderful. Good evening, Ramasi. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Susie. Good evening, Nicole. Good evening, David. Good evening, Laura. Good evening, Hen. Good evening, Anthony. Good evening, Julie John. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, Jennifer. Good evening, Elise. Good evening, Michael. Good evening, Pandiji. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, Renee. Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Chitra. Anybody watching on YouTube, good evening. Welcome back to King of Prayer class. Alhamdulillah, where we stopped last time?
We finished the 7 limb prayer.
Why I finished the first limb?
Yes.
And then now, Nibola Sumza. Oh, now it's getting a little bit complicated. A little bit complicated. So if you remember right in the beginning, if you remember, so that like for like so like explanation of the King of Prayer based on 4 topic, if you remember. And out of 4, the first one is Melam to be Jew, the practice, the first root topic is like, that's what we finished. That's what out of 4, the first one we complete. The first one refers to 7 in practice, so that we completely finish that. So that one's called like come under the topic of this stages of practice, how to purify and accumulate merit. So if you remember that the first 4 topic, so the very beginning of the class, so this King of Prayer, this is very typical things in I think Buddhist teachings, particularly Tibetan Buddhist teachings, so that when you explain any like texts or teachings, it's pretty much based on the topic, root topic, subtopic, that's how it's been explained. I think the reason behind that is like, then it kind of makes you don't have to remember every single word, but you just need to remember the topic or subtopic. So that kind of helps you to do the review meditations. If you remember, it's almost like icon or file. 4 file, 4 file. The first file refers to 7 limb practice. What is called? It calls the stages of the practice, how to accumulate merit and purify negative karma. So that's the file. So when you click on that file, so then you'll find 7 limb practice there. So this is that's the file number 1 or topic number 1. So now I'm going to explain the second one. We completed the first one. It's called stages of practice, how to purify and create merit. That's what it's called. Okay, because we are all in the West, you are so familiar with the file, then topic. So that could be the first file. So when you click on that, so then what you will find, you'll find the 17 practice. Oh. So now the second one, Chanju Sembe Melam Jamsul Chanju Sembe Melam Jiribas. Stages of the Bodhisattva prayers. Stages of the Bodhisattva, actual stages of the Bodhisattva prayer, you know. Or you could say stages of the stages of the practice. Now, stages of the practicing Bodhisattva actual prayers. Stages of the practicing Bodhisattva actual prayers. Do we have an English copy? Probably not. So probably this commentary is not translated into English. So anyway, stages of the practice, stages of the practicing actual Bodhisattva prayer. Make sense? Are you able to put it together? Stages of the practicing actual Bodhisattva prayers. So now when you think about Bodhisattva, so then you think about this. I think it's good to know because you and me, we are all want to get enlightened. So then we need to know how we are going to get enlightened. How many paths? I already explained there's like 10 bhumis or 10 ground. Some of you still remember when I taught ground and path, so some of you still remember. There's like yana means path. There will be 15 yanas. So if you just remember the 5, so then easy, then you will probably remember all of them. 5. First one is called path of accumulations, soglams. Second one is called path of preparations. Third one is called path of seeing. Fourth one is called path of meditative. The last one is called path beyond learning. Does that ring any bell? Jill? So now see the 5 same belongs to hearer, self-realizer, there's 10. Then Mayana, there's 15. It's called same thing. Now, accumulations, part of hearer, the preparation part of hearer, part of seeing, then you just 5 belongs to the, within the Hinayana, Theravada, they are like, within the, when you, small, like 3 scope, small scope, middle scope, great scope. That's very common in Lamrim teaching. Small scope, there's a 5 part belongs to small scope, same name, same term, there's no different name. Same 5 part belongs to the small scope. Same 5 part belongs to the middle scope. Same 5 part belongs to the Mayana. So that's why in the Mayana part of accumulations, that's where the Bodhisattva begin. When you become Bodhisattva, you are already in part. The first part will be part of accumulations. So then part of preparations. So then part of seeing. So from there, so then 10 bhumi begin. From the part of seeing, from there the 10 bhumis begin. The bhumi number 10 is the last stages of the sentient beings. That's the last stages of being sentient beings. So then after that, you'll be enlightened. So this is all for sake of knowledge. So good to know. So now the Bodhisattva, 5 parts within the Mayana, called part of accumulation, part of preparations, part of seeing, part of meditative, part beyond learning. 5 of them. When you reach the path beyond learning, that's enlightened state, then you are enlightened. So then 10 bhumis begin from the path of seeing. Then from there, these are all the way right before the path beyond learning. These are all bodhisattva. They all have bodhicittas. So now here, so now you have some clue, stages of practicing actual bodhisattva prayer. Now you have no bodhisattva. When you become bodhisattva, so like where, so then like you are entering into the Mahana path. Okay. So now there's a second file. The first file or topic is done. And the second one is stages of practicing actual bodhisattva prayer. So that's what I'm going to explain now. Okay. So then basically, entire King of Prayer is summarized into these 4 topics. Summarized into these 4 topics. So then, of course, there will be no subtopics. So that's how you probably do, if you want to do the review meditations of King of Prayer. So I think it's good to remember the topic, okay? So now, a monastery is quite easy because every day you have debate class. You go to class, few hours in the morning, few hours in the evening, maybe like 6-7 hours in the evening. So then you debate what you study, you debate, and you end up saying this same topic again and again, same. So then eventually you just remember them by heart, just hearing them 1,000 times every day. So now here, Mibachibe Sa Melam Jimanyam Lemba. So now first one, stages of practicing Bodhisattva, actual Bodhisattva prayer within the context of first 2 parts, part of accumulation, part of preparations. So further you move up, so your knowledge gain, your understanding get deeper, and then so there's like difference between so when you achieve part of seeing, then you become Arya being. You are no longer ordinary being. You become Arya being, part of seeing. Seeing means then you indirectly experiencing shunyata, so then you become Arya being. Okay, so then there, probably way up, like prayer is much vast and much deeper compared to first 2 parts, part of accumulation, part of preparations. Maybe this detail is probably not necessary. Oh, yes or no. So if you really want to know the details, so then it's necessary. If you just don't worry about the details, so then it's not necessary. These are the subcategories, subtopic. This is a special term, refers to the first 2 parts. Between the 5 parts, do you follow me? 5 parts, part of accumulation, part of preparations. So that's what we are talking now, the practicing actual bodhisattva who are in the part of accumulation, the part of preparation, and learning how to practice their way of praying, okay? So now the second one is like then practicing, stages of practicing a bodhisattva who was already in the path of seeing that. So now the, how is it? Tse means like when you can tell you can tell that you achieve some form of result by practicing Bodhisattva prayer, okay? Actual Bodhisattva prayers. So there's the third category. How or when will you know that you achieve some sort of result practicing Bodhisattva prayers, actual prayers, okay? So that's it. Sambar number tabo, Junga Laya Sumje, Tambo Sanjela Chujungo Menamje, Gomba Yuzo Menamje. That the Sambar number tabo. I think here it says like training of pure thought refers to bodhicitta, I guess it refers to bodhicitta. It's ordered like this, training of pure thought. It doesn't say bodhicitta. I'm pretty sure that refers to bodhicitta. So, Tangboje, Sanjela Chuju Gumaz remember, Gumaz remember. After fast, like making offering to all the enlightened beings in order to achieve the goal. Here, the temporary goal is bodhicitta, ultimate goal is Buddhahood. As I mentioned before many times, Buddhahood not based on gender, it's based on the mental qualities. So it's not based on gender, but even though it sounds like kind of male figure, but it's not based on gender at all. When you say Shakyamuni Buddha, so then you are thinking about historical Buddha. When you say word Buddha, Tara is included there, so it doesn't based on gender. So for the second knowledge. So first, in order to achieve the ultimate goal here, Buddhahood, temporary goal is like becoming Bodhisattva or generating bodhicitta. In order to do that, so then first, to learn, of course, developing bodhicitta, generating bodhicitta, experiencing shunyata does require the large quantity of merit. That's for sure. Without that, it's hard. So the merit, verbally, physically, mentally, as I said, especially when it's come down to mind, it's not that difficult to create merit at all. It's not that difficult. So you just go to Costco, you can create so much merit. Or maybe garden store, you can create so much merit. Create mentally, creating merit is not that difficult at all. Just need to push ourselves, motivate ourselves, that's all. So now, Sanjay, Debe Sanjay, now the stanza, Debe Sanjay, Nanda, Chochu, Jidetana, Kangshu, Chechuchis, Kaya Mashu, Tetaramyo, Samzo, Chajurimba, Sanjay. It's very powerful word. It's very, very powerful word. So just need to get here. Just need to get here. Eventually, that we are no longer dependent on the word, because we already got the idea. We don't need to rely on the word. Already got the idea here. Okay. So that Lama here is saying that he's going to explain this particular stanza for the beginner, for the beginner. So that means it's not going to be too subtle, means too difficult. So that's what Lama is committing to make it more, I say, understandable. Every single merit, or if you're having hard if you're having a hard time to understand the merit, basically just think about positive verbal actions, positive physical actions, positive mental action. So then there are probably so many of them when it's come down to mind, positive mental action, there are probably tons and tons of them, the way you, how you think. Yeah. So all of each and every single merit that you created, your body, possessions, three-time merit. You are making offering. Past Buddha, all the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, probably there are many of them. Many people managed to get enlightened. Shakyamuni Buddha's lifetime. So then after that, Lama Adisha's lifetime. After the Marba, Milarepa, Lama Tsongkhapa, within the Lama Tsongkhapa disciple, there are like probably 100 and something managed to achieve enlightenment in very this short lifetime. So then, Buddha's lifetime. If not fully enlightenment, so they managed to become Arya being, then they managed to become Arhat, so then there are many, many, many. So when you read the sutra. So then all this making offering, every single merit they created by body, spirit, mind, three-time merits, body, all the possession, everything, you are making offering to them, sincerely, genuinely, for your only goal, liberation or Buddhahood. That's the goal. Tada choju jideji kam thana shubhi sanjay, present Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. 10 directions. Whenever you see this word 10 directions, east, west, south, north, then south is northeast, then there's 8 down, up, something, above, something above ground, sala, on the ground, sala above ground. They are like, yeah, so there are also now eventually scientists even talking about multiple universe, but there's like so much information about that in Buddhism. Multiple has a multiple like parallel universe. For Buddhism, it's nothing new. There's so much experience there. So then like from above the Mount Merit, above two of the Mount Merit, then there's all these 7 celestial realms. Within the desire realms is located there. So then, like Tushita is located somewhere in there. So like many realms. So then, 10 directions, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the 10 directions. And also, you could also include, like, of course, that every beings also deserve to receive something. So according to Master Shantidevas, that offering respect regardless Buddha, Bodhisattva, normal beings, is all create merit, all create merit. Without sentient being, there will be no enlightenment. Without enlightened being, there will be no enlightenment. And enlightened beings and the sentient beings equally important for your own future enlightenment. Without their participations, then there will be no opportunity to practice compassion, loving kindness, patience, generosity, so on and so forth. Without sentient beings, there will be zero opportunity to practice any of this. So therefore, according to Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, Lama Shantideva clearly explained showing respect to the holy image and holy beings and not showing any respect to ordinary beings, that's mistake, that's big mistake. Then should be such a jump to the Purify, that general Kundu Sambe, tribute into Judaism, Kundu Sambu tribute into Judaism, never cheba, something Tadu, Cheba Jushin, Melon Damata. Kundu Sambu treating me the Bodhisattva, some of the barter offerings. So then, maybe next week. So the Bodhisattva, some of the barter offerings based on Vajrayana and based on Sutrayana. There's two of them. So this is not based on Vajrayana teaching at all. The King of Prayer is not based on Vajrayana teachings. The Vajrayana teaching, there are extraordinary method to create the vast amount of merit compared to Sudayana path. So practitioner manage. So they so see like this, right hand in, left hand out. So when you do this mudra, it's not just mudra, it's not just mudra. It's kind of like guiding you how to make the vast amount of offerings. It's not just show, it just has to think. When you do it, it has to think. It's just not thinking, just doing that, it doesn't mean much. It's just hand mudra. So you're basically trying to manifest from your heart, manifest. So that's what is indicate, manifest, offering, goddess. Goddess of flower, goddess of sound, goddess of smell, goddess of taste, goddess of tactile. So you manifest limitless number of them, manifest. So then each one manifested limitless number. Can you imagine? So then basically it's like kind of fill in the sky. It just has one piece of flower on your altar, but you are kind of like manifesting based on that flower, actual flower, you're manifesting from your heart, manifesting the flower of goddess. Limitless number of flowers of goddess. Then each one manifests a limitless number, so that you may offer. So then when you do right hand out, left hand inside, then you dissolve back because their job is done. Then you dissolve back into your heart. So then you manifest again. So each offering, then you manifest it also. Why? That's like, you're not just making offerings, one flower offering, you're making offerings, and that's like to the goddess. And the offering goddess power, they know exactly how to make the best of the best offering. You manifest in them. So then you create like merit of offering, like limitless number of flowers to all the beings. This is the Vajrayana. That's why sometimes say quicker path. Yeah, because they have extraordinary method how to do those things. So then the past time, present time, future Buddhas and Bodhisattva, all of them. Then what are you offering? Each and every single your merit, top of that, body, possession, all of that you are making offering. What are you hoping to achieve? Liberation, fully enlightened. That's what you're hoping. Sanjavi, Tumbeji, Masam, never Judas. Kaya Mashimba, the Mohomba, Sanjawa, Tabasum, Jilam to Shupan and so. No, that's good. I just jumped in the Puri, Tedaki, Jenga Kudas of the nearby Samjit. Nabatanje, Kaya Mashumpa, Mohomba, Kaya Mash, okay. All the present Buddha now here, just talk about, sorry, so I probably said it a little bit too much. Here, all the Buddhas, here not Bodhisattva, all the Buddhas, past Buddha. So now here, the so now the future Buddhas, there are a number of people who are probably close to get enlightened or going towards enlightened, maybe on the path, is already on the path, maybe it's, karma is about to ripen to meet the Dharma, or there's all kinds of things. So there are number of them on the path. Some of them are in the middle, some of them in the very beginning, some of them in the middle, some of them at the very end to become enlightened. So making offering to all of them. So then not just that, then your offerings become the condition for them to become enlightened. Not just make offerings. Your offering become the condition for them to become enlightened sooner than later, or without any more complication or difficulties. That somebody to gumbo to sanje ji sa rimbashi to chumbo the chimbo member in. So then you're wishing them to reach enlightenment successfully without a delay, successfully, and all your offerings become the condition for that. Didani geza so lamshu ji loba da miloba la to me tsuhi las. Chewa shendo teta cheba ji member ne mohomba no sheba chewa. So that's, you are dedicating your merit, your body, your possession, dedicated for all the offering in the past Buddha, then dedicating all this merit to become the perfect conditions for beings that are already in the path. Some of them are in the beginning, some of them already in the middle, some of them are in the last stage of the path. So then dedicating your offering to become the condition for them to successfully achieve enlightenment without a delay. And not just this life that you wish to do that, from to rest of your life till you yourself achieve enlightenment. Not just today, you will make a wish, strong wish to do this, dedicate to do that based on the King of Prayer. So then, not just this life, so until you reach enlightenment, so then do that. So once you reach enlightenment, then you no longer need all this practice. You are done. So you no longer need all this practice. You are done. Niba sanji xingzhong samba, sanji xingzhong samba. So now here the Sanji Xingjong as now I say. So now we here like Sanji Xingjong is like Xingjong means like you are doing something now that become the cause for kind of your own future Buddha, like pure land of your own future Buddha, Sanjay Xingjong. So therefore, sometimes you visualize. Yeah, that's the reason you visualize pure land. You visualize pure land. And visualizing the pure land, to create the cause, for your own future pure land. When you get enlightened, So this is here, Sanjay Xingjong. Sanjay Xingjong means Sanjay Xing means the realm of enlightened beings. Sanjay Xing means the realm of enlightened beings. Zhong means exercising now how to create tendency for your own future enlightened pure land. Okay. So now the second stanza here, Choji Kaleshina, Chinyaba Teta Jaze Yosu Taji, Chanju Shingwa Tuji, Jawad Sanjay Sijira of Kawa shows. There's Narta Rangi Longe Gaza the Chibatanjin. Niji Jidinji Kamnamla Tangesa, Shingam Tetan, Dotang, Sematang. First, you offer every single of your merit. You offer for past Buddha and the beings they are in the path, dedicating for their enlightenment. So now here, you are now like dedicating your merit. Rangi Lu Longji Geta that they were Chole Chu Kalevi Niji Jidinji Kamnam Tangwe Shingam Tetaki Dotang Semada Chumada Yazan Lusuvi Tietam Tawa Judes Muchi Ranshi Sachi Dance. So now here, Yala Jedinja to the Rimuja Rivochi. So now, the beings who are already in the path, so they are without this body, human body, enlightenment is like you eventually need to become human. So in order to achieve enlightenment in very short lifetime, you otherwise it's hard. First of all, it's hard to learn anything. If you are not human, it's hard to learn anything, almost impossible, even though you can learn, probably requires so much effort. People who train the dog, you look at them. You can train, you can ask them to sit when you see some other dogs, but they require a lot of effort. So that's why you have school for dog here. In the West, you have school for the dogs, so there you take them there, they train. You can train, but they could learn, but it takes so much effort. But so then imagine just learning sit, just that word, it takes that long time. How you're going to study Lamrim? That's almost impossible. So just word like learn sit, that's all takes so much effort. And hard to say, really learn, 100% learn, sometimes sit, sometimes doesn't sit. If that's the case, then learning Lamrim, how that's possible, is almost impossible. Therefore, there's reason the best form is human form to achieve enlightenment. We can learn so fast, so quick, we can remember, we can sharpen our mind, we can develop our wisdoms, we can achieve so many things. So now, here, now the second instance of dedicating your merit to the land those beings are in. Those beings are in. So what we have like, stones, those segments, I'm not sure what is the segment. Maybe bushes, some kind of bushes, and the thorn, and there's many things like when you look, it's not like when you compare that to the pure realms. So then there's so many things. Probably look when you compare to the Tushita pure realms, then you realize there's many things to be fixed, many things to be fixed. So basically what you're trying to do is you are dedicating your merit, 3-time merit, and your body and your possession, all of that, and like kind of like making this environment that we are in, making that in your mind, making it more like pure land. Doing that, create the cause. It's kind of like it's creating the cause for your own future enlightened pure land. Create the cause. Visualizing yourself as a deity, that's not available in the Sutta and the path. They're only available in the Vaja and the path. Why you do that? Pure body, pure deed, pure possessions, pure environment. So that's why you're visualizing. It's not just ordinary environment. You're visualizing there's like beautiful, almost perfect, like pure land. Visualize that. Why you do that? So that's the method to create the cause for your own future in life. Okay. Now, so in Tushita pure realms, there are beach, oceans. All the sand is made of the precious jewel. It's not just ordinary sand. Bird, it's not just sound, it's a sound of Dharma. No, it's not just sound, it's sound of Dharma. Any sound from trees, the water, the bird, all of them, Dharma sound is not just ordinary sound. Because in visualizing, there's no like gravel, there's nothing, there's no phone. It's perfect. So why you visualize that? Why you visualize? You're visualizing that you're trying to visualize the Tushita pure realms, trying to visualize that, and you're trying to enter into that pure land slowly through visualizations. And when you complete the visualization, then you request, strong request from deep down from your heart in front of Lama Tsongkhapa, requesting that accept me into that pure, Tushita pure realms, then continue to receive the teachings. Oh, so that's why then visualizing the pure land, I think any pure land, particularly Tushita pure realms, so it becomes like one of the best power practice. And not just that, it creates the cause. It kind of create the cause to be there, to receive teaching from Lama Tsongkhapa, Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkhapa. They are there. And many of Lama Tsongkhapa disciples, they are there, so they're hoping to receive teaching content there, so that you visualize. It's become the best, one of the best power practice. And also it kind of creates a tendency to be born into those realms. Oh, so okay. So that's why you're trying to visualize here, like same like Tushita realms, Oh, not in just Rinpoche. Rinpoche Tizana Suba Geshe Jobata Dembe, they watch the Shingi Koba the Jutes. Oh, Chanju Shingi, Umbitundu, Tinisha, Jawanam, Sanji, Chanju Simba. So you are dedicating your merit for the environment, So now, if you're really all about environment, so there's something you can do. There's something you can dedicate your merit for the environment. Clean water, clean air, less pollution, you can do that. That also create the cause to be born in the realm there's no pollutions. Oh, so you can do that, so that like we don't have to feel like there's nothing you can do. There are something you can do. You can dedicate your merit for the environment. Okay. So this first sections dedicating merit for all the past Buddha and all the beings that are becoming enlightened, dedicating or merit for their condition to become enlightened sooner than later. But the second here, so they're dedicating merit for the environment where they live in, and they are like, you are like dedicating that environment should be like pure land. Then they create a cause for your own future pure land. And also, I think probably similar, probably same, like they create all the tendency, also create the tendency. Nyola tawas. Ne means environment. Chu means being inside the environment. Now here, begin with the being First part, all the past Buddha. Second part, all the beings they are working for enlightenment, the betterment of all living beings. Some of them are already in the path, some of them are in the middle, some of them probably in the very last leg of the path. That's super simple tamje deve sabe samba jongwa. So now dedicating for every living being, every living being. So now see, we are learning. It's not just one way of dedicating. You can dedicate your merit for all the past Buddha and the people who are working towards future enlightenment. That includes all of us. That includes all of us. You can dedicate the merit for them to, for the best condition for them to become enlightened sooner than later. Yeah. So then after that, you can dedicate your merit for the environment they are in. See, there are many. So that's why learning kind of gives you opportunity to like expand your thinking, your thinking, so that then you can create more merit. Thinking, so now that you are dedicating your merit for all living beings, okay? Now that come true, come true. Six realms, 6 realms. 3 lower realms, 3 upper realms, 3 lower realms, hell, hungry ghosts, animals, 3 upper realms, demigod, human, demigod, God, 3 upper realms. They're called 6 realms. 6 realms. For the second knowledge, 6, that's how you call 6 realms. 6 migratory beings, or sometimes they call 6 migratory beings. Dowa. Migratory, there the word is the translation of the Tibetan word dowa. Dowa means on the move. Yeah, we've been moving. We have been moving from tip of the samsara all the way down to the lower realm, then come back, then go back, go round and round, round, round. That's why we are on the move all the time. That's why we are called migrator being. We migrate all the time. Migrate? Yeah, migrate. That's called migrator being. Migrator being. According to Buddhism, there's no couch potato. Couch potato doesn't exist. Everybody's on the move. Or migrator being. Now the rank to simje continue no sicknesses, 0 sickness, dedicating for 0 sicknesses. Will that actually happen? Probably not. Is that the point? No. The point here, create merit. Create merit. Wishing Donasi may not have to experience any headache. Is that merit? There's merit. Can I expand? Yeah, you can. Don't just think about Donasi, think about every being. Oh, more merit. Yeah, so that's what it means. Name about Juba, there's no, due to the merit they created by you, 3 times merit, and including your body's spirit, mind, and all your body possession, then dedicating, there is no sicknesses. Name about Juba. So, see, you see in this, but the king of prayer, there are many of them. Yeah, you wonder, will that ever happen? Probably not. Bodhisattva cannot help themselves to say the things that's almost like unimaginable. Why is this happening? Because the power of bodhicitta. Day and night, only they are thinking about the well-being of other sentient beings. They will do anything for that. They will say anything. No sicknesses. Practically, like it's kind of complicated, but you can help yourself because there you are so powered up by bodhicitta, so that you probably say like something like no like lower realm. That's impossible, but that's what you hope, and it comes out of your mouth. It becomes word, but practically it's hard. Oh, 대다 내면 좋아도 코베 동안도 대 코에 동안도 티 줄래도 니모 탐제라 내다 냥에도 숨이다 temba temba 돌에 모두 중화시 임비 코베 동안 주다 잡았더니 심지어도 대화 포수서 temba 주지서 wishing that each and every being on this planet, not just the planet, in the universe, so that's we are talking about parallel, multiple universe Buddhism. Each and every being in there, may no one experience sicknesses, disease, complication, all of that. May they only enjoy happiness. That's dedicated. Not just happiness, best or form of happiness, excellent happiness. Oh. So see now, like how you can get depressed? Impossible. If you are thinking like that, how you can get depressed? Impossible. 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 Because it brings you joy, because you feel like you're doing something. You are doing something every day. You are doing something every day for the betterment of all living beings. You feel good. You feel good. And we feel energized by idea of bodhicitta. Energized, not just energized, very much energized by idea of bodhicitta. So that you can't wait, feel like you can't wait to develop bodhicitta, even though it's very, very hard, but you have always, every day your wish. Then so you can imagine like every day praying for every living beings. All any practice you do, then end you dedicate for the well-being of all other sentient beings. Yeah, you will feel good. Why would not? Why is it? Why would? How is it? Why would?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? If you just think about yourself, it's not smart things to do. So then like more complicated. So see, koe donga juda jabara timya luzim dewa puzu soba deba chubaza rowa teta kunji ngomba debe chu tunji ten nam dubi tunji nam ishum. If they are practicing, you are wishing their practice to be successful. If they are wishing for to achieve enlightenment, then you very much wish their wish to be materialized. So now here you are dedicating the merit, those who does not know the path, who never met Dharma, who does not know the path, you are dedicating for them to enter into path, and all of the who has no, and that include a lot of animals. So now we see more because of modern technology. Now we see all kinds of. Now we are probably not seeing less and less. We are seeing more and more. We understand more and more about the universe. Probably scientists still has a long way to go to understand parallel, multiple universe exist or not exist. They probably have a long way to go. But so why would not you feel good if you are doing something for betterment of every living being every day, much as possible? In the end of the day, you will feel good. You will feel good. So then, when you feel good, so then there will be health benefit. So then, of course, mental benefit is already there. So there will be health benefit. So then, that temporarily change your perceptions about others, change the perception about your others. So very existence of others is very much related to your future enlightenment. Without their presence, there will be no opportunity to achieve anything or enjoy anything. Without other existence, there's nothing to enjoy. There's nothing to enjoy. But there'll be no road, there'll be no food, there'll be nobody collecting your garbage, there'll be probably no water in the house. Some remote village, my hometown, 14,000 feet above sea level, nobody collecting garbage. There's no other participations, means that you have to do. You have to do. You have to take out your garbage, you have to clean, you have to grow. Nobody's bringing anything, nobody's selling anything. So then it all comes down on you. So now see, in the Western world, very developing world, so much without other existence, without others' participations, so intentionally, unintentionally, doesn't matter. Without other participations, there will be zero pleasure. There will be zero pleasure. There's nothing to do with the King of Prayer. It's nothing to do with the Buddhism. That's the fact. Nothing to do with that. Do we aware? Sometimes we do. Do we think like that every day? No, probably not. Not. We are caught up with our own mind and our that's the reality. So that's why we are so stressed out, mentally, because our thinking is so narrow. Our thinking is so narrow. So that's why we can't get anything from our thought. Not just that, a lot of stress comes from our thought, and very little joys come from our heart because we don't know how to do. We don't do. Sometimes we do know how to do, but we don't do. So that like that. Oh, so now here, this is all powered by bodhicitta, Bodhisattva prayer. So now dedicating that merit for ordinary beings. Okay, ordinary means here don't know dharma, don't know practice, know nothing, but still human being. Oh, so then dedicate for them. So it's very interesting. Although I didn't Neely is listening. So Neely here, the Neely, are you listening?
Yes, Geshe, I am.
Okay, good. So Neely take care of my gardens. Neely every year plant a lot of nice flowers. So then I have like unexpected, uninvited guest, rabbit. So in my backyard. So then, someday then I go around, bring a prayer, then some get tired, so I just sit on the couch, and then I see the beautiful garden that Neely also have dedicated. And I see the rabbit, the babies, they come to the Neely's supermarket. In the gardens, and they eat. So now you face choice. Now I'm not bragging. How is breaking? How is it breaking? How is it not breaking? How you say?
Is it
See what I
bragging?
mean? Huh?
Bragging.
Yeah, I'm not just saying I'm just something special. I'm not special at all. So anyway, I'm just telling the truth. So I see the rabbit comes, the small babies, they comes, one comes, two comes, three comes, then what they're doing, they're eating the flowers. So what you're seeing is real. It's not just you are imagining, it's you are seeing the real. So now, if you have bodhicitta, I'm not saying I have bodhicitta, I have no bodhicitta, I'm not even close, I don't have bodhicitta at all. If you have bodhicitta, I'm probably not going to tell these stories at all. If you have bodhicitta, probably you get so much joy, so much joy. So now you are looking at the rabbit eating your flowers. So, oh, so now there are like all kind of thought rise. Very interesting, very interesting. So anyway, my point is not saying going to say what happened next. My point is like now we have situations. We have situations. So now the question is, how are you going to react? Is it possible to react positively? Yes, absolutely yes. Is it possible to react negatively? Absolutely yes. So now it's questions about how you are going to react. Are you observing the situations without letting any thought rise, absorbing and thinking? So, like this is just a situation. So, so that's what I'm saying. There's so much stress that comes out of our thought. So much stress comes out of thought. If we are not being mindful, if you don't observe the situation with a calm mind, there's so many risks for unnecessary stress that you just stress out yourself. And unfortunately, sometimes those beings eating flour, whatever, they do lose their life because somebody is so angry. And like, so those innocent beings could lose their life if you are not thinking carefully. And each time, what I'm saying, my point is, each time when we have situations, it's very important to all of us, all my friends, including myself, observe the situations, if it's possible, with a calm mind and reacting. Immediate reaction is always not good, not good. So need to take some time. Also now here, what we are learning, we are dedicating, you are dedicating your merit, those beings you see in the garden, they are included, you are dedicating your merit. So you are wishing them to have the best of the best happiness. That's you are dedicating your merit, included. Then this now dedicating merit, the beings, they are not in the path or don't know any clue about path on them. Then so what is happening here actually, you are training yourself how to practice love and compassion. You are helping yourself, you are training yourself how to practice compassion and love using those ordinary beings as an object and training yourself how to be more loving, more compassionate, and more loving and more compassionate. Oh, you know so. What time is now, Tomasi? Oh, time is gone.
Oh, yeah, time is up, Geshe.
Oh, Thomas is deeply concentrating, so. So that's good. So at least we are moving. So the King of Prayer is going to finish. It's only a matter of time. We are moving. We are not going backwards. We are going forwards. So that's good. Today, like summarize what we learned. You're learning how to dedicate your merit for all the past Buddha and dedicating a merit. Beings, they are all in the path, in the beginning, in the middle, last leg of the path, dedicating merit for them. And not just there, and you're dedicating the merit for the environment they live in. And you're wishing this environment will be like the Pure Land, Pure Land. Every sound you hear, Dharma. Every sound you hear, Dharma. Wherever you look, there's no any dangerous things. There's no any harmful things for the beings they're living in the environment. So then at the end, then you are dedicating the merit for those beings who never met Dharma, and maybe has karma not ripened yet, and not any. So then you are dedicating merit for them to have best of the best. You're dedicated for them. Will that actually happen? That's another point. That's another point. It's good to have the thought. So you say in English, there's a thought that count. Is this thought count? Is that thought is something that we can count? So use the English, there's a thought that count. So this is the thought that count too. Okay. So thank you very much. So all of you have a wonderful night and see you next Wednesday. So then I will explain, next Wednesday, I will explain Bodhisattva Samatha Bhatra offerings based on the Sutrayana and based on Vajrayana. So then whole things, when you make offerings, you learn how to create the vast amount of merit, even offering just single piece of flour in front of your altar. Okay? Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, alhamdulillah, short dedication.
Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may we quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, we too dedicate all these merits in the best way that we may follow their perfect example. We dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by the victorious ones thus gone to the 3 times, so we might perform good works. So now the long life prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chen Reizig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. One to master his speech at a very young age. One with great patience who received the name Avatare. One with great precision who spread the teachings on Lama Tsongkhapa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. You uphold the subduers more way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjuda's Victorian doctrine, mastery accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the 3 jewels, savior of myself and others, your disciples, please live. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. 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 Om Tare Tu Re Soha.
Boy, alhamdulillah, thank you very much. Namaste. All of you. Have a wonderful night. Okay. See you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Geshe.
Thank you, Lama.
Thank you,
Dana.
Geshe. Good night.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you,
Thank you, Dana.
Lamala. Thank you, Dana.